Here's something that might shock you. That voice in your head that criticizes everything you do, it's not actually you. It's a habit your brain learned decades ago. And here's the incredible part. You can completely rewire it, even if you're over 40. I'm going to show you exactly how your brain creates these patterns and give you 3 simple exercises that can start changing them today. If you've spent years thinking you're just naturally hard on yourself or that self-criticism is somehow keeping you motivated, you're not alone. Most of us learn these patterns so early, we think they're just part of who we are. But here's what changes everything. Neuroscience shows us that our brains are remarkably adaptable at any age. The same mechanism that created those critical pathways can create new ones focused on self-acceptance. In the next 10 minutes, I'll break down exactly how this works and give you practical tools you can use immediately. Let me start with something that might feel familiar. Picture this scenario. You make a small mistake at work. Maybe you send an email with a typo. What happens next? For many of us, that internal voice immediately jumps in. How could you be so careless? Everyone's going to think you're incompetent. Does that sound familiar? Here's what's actually happening in your brain during these moments. Every time you repeat a thought pattern, you're literally strengthening neural pathways. Think of it like walking through a field. The first time you're pushing through tall grass, but walk that same path every day for 20 years, and you have created a well-worn trail for your brain to automatically follow. The fascinating part is that your brain doesn't distinguish between helpful and harmful patterns. It just reinforces whatever you practice most. So if you've been practicing self-criticism for decades, your brain has become incredibly efficient at it. But here's the hopeful truth. The same efficiency can work in your favor. When we understand that self-criticism is a learned behavior, not an inherent personality trait, everything changes. It means we can learn something new. And the most powerful part, we can start this process at any age. Your brain's ability to form new pathways does not have an expiration date. Now let's talk about how we actually create new neural pathways. I call this process from repeating to rewiring, and it involves 3 key elements that make lasting change possible. First is metaphor. Our brains think in pictures and stories, not abstract concepts. Instead of just telling yourself to be nicer to yourself, we need to give your brain a clear image to work with. Imagine if that critical voice was actually a worried friend who learned that criticism keeps you safe. You wouldn't get angry at a worried friend. You gently redirect them. Second is emotional logic alone rarely changes behavior, but emotion combined with new understanding, that creates powerful shifts. When you can feel genuine compassion for the part of you that learned to be critical, you're accessing the emotional energy needed for change. Third is daily repetition, but not the kind you might expect. Instead of fighting against old patterns, we're going to create new ones that are so compelling, your brain naturally gravitates towards them. Here's a simple framework you can start using today. When you notice that critical voice, instead of arguing with it or pushing it away, try this 3-step process. Step 1, acknowledge it. I notice I'm being critical right now. Step 2, get curious. What is this part of me trying to protect or achieve? And step 3, respond with the same kindness you'd offer a good friend facing the same situation. This isn't about positive thinking or pretending everything is perfect. It's about training your brain to approach challenges from a place of support rather than attack. And here's what makes this so powerful. Every time you practice this new response, you are literally building new neural pathways. The key is consistency, not perfection. Even if you only catch yourself and try this new approach once a day, you're creating change at a neurological level. Let me give you 2 more exercises that can start rewiring your brain immediately. Exercise number 1, the perspective shift. Right now, think of something you've been criticizing yourself about recently. Got it? Now imagine your best friend came to you with this exact same situation. What would you say to them? How would your tone be different? This isn't just a mental exercise. When you practice responding to yourself the way you would respond to someone you care about, you're literally training new neural pathways. Try this. Set a reminder on your phone for 3 random times today. When it goes off, ask yourself, how would I talk to my best friend right now? Then respond to yourself from that same energy. Exercise number 2, the gratitude interrupt. This one's particularly powerful because it uses your brain's natural pattern recognition system. Every time you catch yourself in self-criticism, immediately follow it with one thing you genuinely appreciate about yourself in that moment. It could be as simple as, I appreciate that I care enough to want to improve. This creates what I call a neural bridge between the old pattern and the new one. You're not trying to stop the criticism. You're teaching your brain to automatically connect it to something positive. Here's what makes these exercises so effective. They work with your brain's natural learning process instead of against it. You're not fighting your existing patterns. You're building new ones that gradually become stronger and more automatic. The beautiful thing about neuroplasticity is that small, consistent changes create significant results over time. You don't need to transform overnight. You just need to start building new pathways today. I want you to understand something important. If you've been struggling with self-criticism for years or even decades, that doesn't mean you're broken or that change is impossible. It means you've become incredibly skilled at one particular pattern of thinking. And the same capacity for learning, that same neural flexibility that created those patterns is exactly what will help you create new ones. The brain that learned to be critical can learn to be accepting. The mind that became an expert at finding flaws can become an expert at finding strengths. This isn't about becoming unrealistic or losing your edge. It's about approaching your life and your challenges from a foundation of support rather than attack. You have everything you need to make this shift. The question isn't whether your brain can change. Science shows us it absolutely can. The question is, are you ready to start practicing something new? I want you to know I am here for you when you are ready for growth. I offer one-on-one coaching as well as several resources for personal growth and healing. Please go to PamelaSt.com. I would love to connect with you. My email is at the bottom of every page on my website. What I shared with you today is just one part of a complete system I've developed for transforming self-criticism into self-acceptance. If this video helped you see self-criticism in a new way, please hit the like button. And if you're ready to dive deeper into transforming your relationship with yourself, please go to the link in my bio, and I'll see you in the next video.